Lab G1. Hopefully you've read your lab protocol and you're ready with your data table. We'll start with Part A. You want to be ready. You can pause the video and record the data that you will be able to see throughout this video. First, the KHP. So all of the acids, including the KHP that you see here, will be dissolved in water. And we'll use the stirring plate to be able to do the stirring for us. And we just need enough water to be able to cover the stir bar. The amount of water does not change the moles of KHP or the moles of acid. Don't forget your indicator. We'll use phenolphthalein. Record your initial volume. And now we'll go in fast time as the base is entering the flask with the KHP. You recorded your volume. And now we'll show you the side view so you can actually see the indicator show up ever so briefly, indicated by the pink. As you know, that phenolphthalein in base will be pink. And then we'll go back to the view of the base entering so that you can be ready to record a final volume, also in fast time. And seems like, oh, nope, a little bit more. And that must be it. So notice that the phenolphthalein pink color lingers longer as we get closer and closer to the equivalence point or the end point when the color actually remains. And now you can record your final volume. And then we'll be ready to move on to Part B, the molar mass of a couple of solid acids. You can see them pictured here. We'll use acid B and acid G. There's a number that will indicate our acid G is diprotic. Here comes the mass of that particular acid, which you'll need to record in your data table. And so you can see that there. The balance has been taired. And here's your initial reading of the volume of the base. And again, in fast time, we'll allow the base to drain in to the solid acid. This one being diprotic takes a little bit more than the KHP did. Of course, it depends on the mass. And now you can have a side view of the base dripping into the solid acid. This is, of course, fast time, and you can see how the phenolphthalein color will begin to linger, and we'll watch the rest of it drain into the flask. And we'll take one more look at the side view and watch the end point. Again, at the very end, it disappears, and we'll keep allowing the base to drip in until that pink color remains and doesn't disappear, indicating we have reached the end point, which we hope is matching the equivalence point. Here's your final volume. And then we'll move on to acid B, Part B, but using acid B, which is triprotic. And I won't show you any view of the flask except for the very end, but record your data for the mass of the acid B, which, like I said, is triprotic, as you can see by the number indicated, and recording your initial volume. And then the base is allowed to pour into the flask, and we'll allow it to run right down to the final volume. Looks like there's a little bit of start and stop along the way. And then you'll have a picture of the final volume and a view of the flask with a nice light pink endpoint.